Okay, welcome back to my opinion. This video is going to be about the whole, all the rhetoric going throughout conservatives. The left isn't saying this for obvious reasons, because they alone being the key word, wouldn't stand a chance against conservatives. Let's be honest, conservatives know and like guns. If you're going to have a civil war, you better learn how to shoot. And tactics, who do you think most of your ex-military people are? They're conservatives when they get out. Even your current military, for the most part, they love Trump. Here's the thing, though, that conservatives aren't thinking about. If there is a civil war, who would win? Well, you may think that that's easy. The right, the conservatives, the Republicans, the MAGA. And maybe so. But there's something that a lot of people are not thinking about. And that's because, again, Americans don't know their history. In most previous wars, like for example, when during the Civil War, the 1865, the South didn't fight the North alone. Now, they may not have fought with them, but they helped them, and that's Europe. What will happen if there's a civil war is, if you think about it, the obvious. Most of the world, even though they depend on us to some extent, and not so much anymore, we've cut a lot of Europe off in a lot of ways. They don't depend on us now as much as they did. Russia would love to see us falter. China, of course. So what do you think if a civil war actually does start? Those countries, including Europe, might do. Who would they support? Would they support Trump and the right? Well, let's see. Europe doesn't really care for him because he pulled them off the tit, the American tit. So they're pretty pissed with the MAGA thing. So they're probably going to side with the liberals, and plus, a lot of them are very liberal still yet, even though they've realized all that immigration wasn't a good idea. Nevertheless, they're still pretty liberal. Even though what might stop them from getting involved is the fact that a divided USA would be terrible for the economy, their economy as well, the world economy. But nevertheless, they may still. It's a chance. Let's look at Russia and China. Well, surely Russia would help Trump. He's tried to help them as much as he can. But he's also done and said a lot of things that Putin might not be too happy with, especially lately. And not because it's Trump's fault, because Putin doesn't want to end this war unless it's his way completely, which is not a good ending for anyone, really, except Putin. And what would be a good thing for him to go into Europe and to go and finish off Ukraine if the United States is busy in their own civil war? So he could be able to do whatever the hell he wanted. which also goes back to Europe. They might join Trump just because of that. They can't have the United States being in a civil war with Putin knocking on their back door. Let's look at China. Would China love to see the U.S. fall? Probably. And they would probably be our biggest problem. And a most definite supporter of the left. Now you're thinking, why would a country like China, with their ideologies, etc., support, the party that supports transgenders and abortions and all that stuff, gay rights, blah, blah, blah. The Middle East, Iran, who would they support? They're not going to do it to help the liberals, the left, the Democrats. They would do it to hurt the United States of America. Again, if we're in a civil war, no matter who wins, we're weaker. And if we divided, we're weaker. Abraham Lincoln said it best. He was a Republican, by the way. United we stand, divided we fall. So there's a lot of South America. Venezuela wouldn't have to worry. They couldn't really do much to us or anything, but they might. Who knows what they might do? And the left, the problem with the left, they'll take help from anyone they can because they're idiots. They don't understand. Remember when Bernie Sanders was praising Venezuela back when Maduro first took over Venezuela, and how wonderful the whole socialism worked? And then, of course, he's eating crow, but he'll never admit that shit. But yeah, so it's something for us to all think about. There's a lot of outcomes that could happen. A lot of people think that if a civil war happened, the conservative side would easily win because the liberals they're liberals. I mean, look at them. Look who shows up to these things and stuff. Can you imagine some transgender running around with an AR-15 knowing how to use it? Meanwhile, some hillbilly from eastern Kentucky is going to just annihilate them. But it's not going to be just the liberals. It's something we need to all be remembering. There's a lot of characters at play and a lot of people watching our country right now. Some rooting for, some rooting against, for different reasons, many different reasons. It's something else to think about in a civil war. And again, I'll leave you with this. If you haven't seen that movie, Civil War, you need to go watch Civil War. It's not going to be what you think it is, action-packed, blah, blah, blah. It is true drama, and it's an eye-awakener. It'll wake you up. You will, after you're done with that movie, especially the ending, you will look at that and you will think, oh, shit. What are we thinking? Like, share, and subscribe. Stay safe and be safe.